Good evening, everybody. I'm Ben Summerskill, the Chief Executive of Stonewall. 1,000 welcomes to you all. This is a very special evening, and not just because some of you have had to miss 2 episodes of Emmerdale in order to be here.
I don't think the general election for lesbian and gay, bisexual and transgender people should be about the equality agenda primarily.
And the first line of our party's constitution actually says no one shall be enslaved by conformity.
When I read about this event, it said there were speakers from the main parties, but of course there was no speaker scheduled from the Green Party.
I think the days when people voted according to sexuality issues are gone.
Burgeoning sexuality can be pretty confusing at the best of times, but to suffer any bullying, let alone homophobic bullying, is cruel beyond belief.
I wouldn't be here, as Ben kindly mentioned, if the party hadn't changed.
I agree with Chris, you can't make cuts early, you have to watch the economy.
What I would like to see is a situation where, so far as gay people are concerned, all of the main political parties can be safe places for people to vote for.
Do any of you have a view on Murdoch's influence on democracy in the UK?
I'd like to know from all of you what your policy is on re-establishing or firmly establishing the equality of same-sex relationships in schools.
Sex education classes, it's all still very traditional, and to make sure that young people have a sense of understanding what a relationship is, what love is, what commitment is, not just how to fit a condom on a cucumber or whatever the hell.
Parliament has probably had a lot of gay politicians in its time. It's just that not all of them have been entirely out. It's a sadness to me that there is still in British politics a real problem about getting more lesbians in particular into politics. There are very, very few.
You know, my council group are half gay, my head of office is gay, you know, it's quite
what does half gay mean?
So, Section 28, what was all that about? And the reason for that is if people cannot stand up in Parliament and say, I speak with my lived experience as a gay person, then they're simply not doing their jobs properly.
I'm a big fan of Peter Tatchell. I think that without Peter Tatchell, the lesbian and gay movement in the UK would hardly have flourished in the last 30 years.
Just before we finish, can we welcome Neil from Village Drinks to the stage?
There obviously is something like a gay community, but what is it? Membership, influence, the fulfilment and interaction of our needs and our wants and our desires. And as a community group, Village Drinks wanted to organise this event tonight to gain an insight into the views and issues that drive each of us. And I'd like to thank the whole panel for their input. Thank you.
So tonight's event has really been about gaining an insight into the way in which members of the gay community, members of the gay professional community intend to vote at the next election.
By nature, I'm a Liberal.
Generally, I support Liberal Democrats.
I support the Labour Party.
I'll be supporting Labour at the next election.
Well, I support the Labour Party.
At the moment, I'm splitting between the Liberals and the Conservatives.
And I think that it's been a fascinating discussion, you know, and quite a heated debate in many ways.
There were lots of interesting things said this evening. I was really pleased that Chris Bryant was out there fighting for a great record of the last 12 years.
I know it was interesting, it was worth coming along to.
I think there was some really interesting news covered by everybody who spoke this evening, particularly the issues around gay marriage.
I hope that people will go away from tonight with a lasting impact. There are going to be many people with very many different views at the next election, and it's important to listen very carefully to what they say.
I think Labour will win.
The Labour Party are definitely going to win the next general election.
I think it could go either way, but I think a hung Parliament's a possibility.
I think it'll be a hung Parliament, but I think Labour might just do it.
I think we're probably going to get a hung Parliament.
I don't have a political bone in my body, so I would have no idea.
We wanted really to organise tonight because so many people have contacted us saying, look, you really should do a political hustings. You know, you've got a membership of 15,000 people. People are going to be interested in what the politicians are going to say to the gay community.
British politics come forward a lot in the last 10 years. It was, you know, that was plain to see.
I think that it's good to see these things being discussed and that we've got the equality bill going through.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant that the LGB community gets a chance to have these views aired in such a forum and have a specific event for LGBT.
The future of Village Drinks and Village as an organisation is looking incredibly bright, just because there are so many people who are joining the organisation now who see the benefit in networking with like-minded people, and also just really, you know, having fun, which is what we're about. And I hope that people enjoy the events as much as we enjoy organising them.
And I think that what this event showed is the enormous progress that has been made on these issues over the last few years, and I think it's hugely encouraging.
Oh, I think it's critically important that gay people think that they're taken as seriously as any other group of voters, and there are 3.6 million gay people in this country.